Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio. We'll get you talking. Talk Radio.
I had a man playing with my balls today. Anyway, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I've got no idea what we're going to talk about today. Why don't you set the agenda?
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Get an earful of unusual nocturnal emissions with radio's Lord of Misrule, Iain Lee. No relation, thank God.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation. Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Here we go. Here we go, dear listener. It is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday is what it is. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you'd be very, very welcome to call in. More than welcome. I have literally no idea what we're going to talk about tonight. I've got a sore arm. I've got recently cupped balls. No qualms about the doctor cupping my balls today. No qualms whatsoever. What was more embarrassing was I had to do, I had a little fitness checkup, and maybe I'll tell you what it's about next week, and maybe I won't. But I had to, do a little, 10-minute, step. He had to check, like, my, it's for an insurance thing, and he had to check my, what do they call the breathing? The breathing, that's what it was. And, I had to do a step up on a step, and then down, up, down for 10 minutes. And it was like, music and movement in school. I had to listen to a recording. And the voice said, you will listen to this recording and you will walk at this pace. And then it got faster and faster. And I was doing this all in my pants. I was absolutely knackered. Absolutely knackered. But he said, dear listener, he said my fitness was excellent. There we go. Excellent for a man of my age. Thanks very much indeed. I might tell you what that was about next week. I might not. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, we have a whole 3 hours sprawling out ahead of us. What would you like? What's that buzz? Can you hear that buzz? What's that? What's that buzz? Can you hear a buzz? Can you hear a buzz? You hear it? The hum. Where's that hum coming from? Bit discombobulated today. A little bit is it? It's not this, is it? What's going on? It's not this. I'm going to lick something out. Oh, it's not that. Oh, well, there's a hum somewhere. There's a hum from somewhere going on. A little bit discombobulated this evening, dear listener. I don't really know where we're going to go with the show or what we're going to do with the show. What to do. What would you like to do? I'll tell you what we'll do. This is what we'll do. I've kind of dominated the theme of the show. It is my show. I've kind of dominated the theme of the show for the last couple of weeks. So why don't I hand it over to you? And it can be anything that you want it to be. You can, it can be stupid, it can be fun, it can be heartfelt, it can be anything you want. Just imagine that the show this evening is a blank wall, okay? It's an empty white wall, and you have got a can of spray paint. You've got several cans of spray paint. You've even got brushes and rollers. Perhaps you've got some wallpaper that you want to put up. You can come and do absolutely anything you want with the wall. That is the show this evening. How's about that? You need to pick up the phone and dial, of course, 0344 499 1000. I do have one kind of hook. For those people that like hooks. I know some of you like hooks. I've got one kind of hook. Who's jealous of you and why? I'll tell you why, because there's someone who's very jealous of me, and they keep having a pop. And I'm not going to give them the credence of they keep libeling me as well. I'm not going to mention their name, because that's what they want. But I feel sorry for them. I feel nothing but pity for them. So it did get me thinking, people that are jealous of you and the reasons for them being jealous. For those people that like a hook, for those people that like a subject, a theme to run for the show, run through the show, we can put that one out there, okay? And you can sit with that and you can chew on that and you can have a little think about that. Or maybe, and here's a big thing, maybe you're jealous of someone else. I don't get as jealous as I used to. I used to get very jealous of people. I used to be jealous of people that I worked with, like Ricky Gervais and Sasha and all those kind of people. I used to work with them years ago. And they went off, obviously, and made, millions of dollars in Hollywood. So I used to get jealous of them. I'm not jealous of them now. I tell you the people that I'm just jealous of, like, happy people. Imagine. Jealous of happy people. That's it. Really. In terms of my career, I still see people on TV who I think are crap and that I could do a whole lot better. I know I could do a whole lot better, but it's not a jealousy as such. As I'm getting older, I'm finding that I'm getting better at letting go of all of these things that don't really mean anything, and the little petty bitternesses and jealousies that people have. I certainly don't measure myself by looking at other people's careers like I did about 6, 7, 8 years ago. Oh yeah, I was washed away with all that kind of stuff. Now occasionally, every now and then, I think, it'd be nice to be doing that, but not very often. But so I feel sorry for those people that are jealous of me because, what am I doing? I have got the best job in the world. So for those of you that like a peg and that like a question, there's two there for you. Who's jealous of you and why? And who are you jealous of? And why? And you can be as specific as you want. You can be as vague as you want. Okay? That really doesn't matter at all. 0344 499 1000. Asking the question that I'm going to ask for the next few weeks. How do I make a phone in about the general election interesting? Because I can't think. I have been racking my brains and I cannot think of a way to make it interesting at all. So if you've got any suggestions at all, how do I make the general election interesting? Because I've listened to a lot of phone-ins about it on different radio stations. And I've listened to a lot of news about it, and it's boring. It's boring. It's dull as. So, how do I make that interesting? And the show is a white wall. It is a blank canvas. It is an old tattered sheet that we've lain down on the floor, and you can write upon that sheet absolutely anything you want. You up for that? Good. Pick up the phone, give us a call, 0344 499 1000, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give me a call, we call you back. It costs you pennies, and you could be on the radio. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The wild man of late night radio is back.
Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Ian. That was quick.
Well, you're the only caller, Paul.
Oh, right.
What's making that noise in here? Shh, 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 shh. Listen. Shh.
No, not me.
Shut up. Shut up.
Okay.
Can you hear it? Where is it? Hang on a minute. Hang on. Shut up. Oh, it's my computer. That's all right. It's my computer. It's my computer.
No,
what you got for us?
Me. I have voices in my head, so it could have been me.
I wasn't hearing voices, Paul. I certainly was not hearing voices. What have you got for us, boss?
I don't really know. I don't really know where to start.
Oh. Why did you phone in?
To talk to you, Ian.
Yeah, right, yes. Well done. You've achieved that.
Okay, yeah. Well, what it is...
Yes.
I'm going
What?
A little bit nuts.
Why?
I've got the echo in my ear again. And why does he do that?
I don't know. Maybe it's right. Let's try you here. Yeah, right. Try again. What?
Right, I'm going nuts.
Right. Well, you're going.
Slowly but surely, I'm going nuts. You know that. Everybody knows that.
Aren't we all, though, Paul? Aren't we all?
Well, yeah. The last time I rang you, he was rather combative with me. You was a bit offish with me. I know that bloke rang you up, and he was a bit.
You probably deserved it. I only do it to people that deserve it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I tell you what I seen today.
Yes.
No, not today. Recently.
Right. Where is this going?
I've seen two things.
Yes.
You get.
Paul, what the hell is going on with you, man?
All sorts.
Well, tell me. Stop stalling and start telling.
Okay. So what it was today? Well, I've got so many things going around my head.
Well, pick one of them, man, and tell me.
Yeah, but I've got an echoing back in my ear. Right,
Catherine, call him back. Jeez. Just pick one of them and go with it. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Oh, God blimey. Yes, Ken.
Good evening there, Ian.
Good evening,
I've got a song
Ken.
for you. Would you like to hear a nice song?
If it's about Jesus, no, not really, no. I don't need cheering up, I'm all right.
Okay, then, that's okay, Ian. If you allow me to, I would like to just speak briefly about...
Jesus.
Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party in this election.
Not about Jesus?
Oh, I'd like to speak about Jesus, but you don't want me to, so I'll talk about Jerry Corbyn and the Labour Party.
Well, he looks a bit like Jesus.
Well, you could say that.
But Jesus was black. All right, anyway, carry on.
Right, now, I think, this is just my personal opinion, this can be rejected. I think there could be a big surprise at the election for the amount of support that Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party will receive.
Why, how much do you think that they will receive?
Well, I think that Jeremy Corbyn and the Anti-Semitic Labour Party will appeal to many, many, maybe even millions of people in the country.
Well, hang on a second. Back up. The Anti-Semitic Labour Party.
Yes, anti-Semitic.
Oh, God.
Jeremy Corbyn is anti-Semitic.
Ken, you don't half speak some utter rubbish. I mean, really, you do. I wish you'd go and get help. I don't need help. No, I think you do, because you just live in a fantasy world where you talk utter balls.
Ian, it's a known fact that...
You're anti-Islam.
Anti-Semitism.
You're anti-Islam.
I certainly am.
Yeah, exactly. So why should I listen to you, a hate preacher, talking rubbish about... The Labour Party isn't anti-Semitic. There are anti-Semites in it. There are anti-Semites in the Tory party. There are probably some in the Lib Dems. Yeah, there probably are. But it's not an anti-Semitic party, Ken.
Well, let me tell you who will support Corbyn. I think that the many thousands of secret racists who are anti-Israel...
Well, you're not even a secret racist. You're an open racist.
I'm not a racist. I am open about who I believe is teaching false.
No, you hate Islam. And Islam isn't a race, but you hate brown people, Ken. Come on, particularly if they believe in Islam and Allah. Come on, come on, Ken.
I go to an African Pentecostal church. My best friends are African.
I'm not talking about Africans. I'm talking about the Asians.
I love the Asian people.
But they're praying to the wrong gods. Ken, you do not listen. You talk rubbish, right? The Labour Party is not anti-Semitic, right? And you're more hateful than Jeremy Corbyn. So don't phone up and say that the Anti-Semitic Labour Party is going to appeal to the millions of racists. What utter rubbish, Ken.
No,
I tell you what, I'd rather sit here for 3 hours going through these crap stories I pulled out of the paper than listen to your obnoxious, hate-filled speech.
Well, you don't want to hear the truth about the situation.
No,
that's
because you're not talking the truth. The thing is, Ken, you are the most pig-headed, arrogant, narcissistic caller I have ever dealt with in 15 years of radio. Seriously.
God bless you.
There we go. You just talk utter rubbish. You're a narcissist. You're a hate preacher. It's blooming Abu Ken. That's what we got there. Flipping heck. Right. 0344 499 1000. Paul's back.
Hello,
Ian. Paul.
Yeah, I'm still here.
That's great news.
Yeah.
Is the echo there?
Pardon?
Right. What? Just pick one thing.
Okay.
That you want to talk about, and let's work our way around there.
Okay. Can I tell you a story?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. So what it was,
yes.
I went fishing, and I have a barbecue when I go fishing.
What? Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah, you can do it in some waters, yeah.
Right.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be a good idea.
Yes.
It was rather cold, so I thought I'd bring the barbecue into the bivvy. Well, that's a tent.
So you took the barbecue into the tent?
I took the barbecue into the tent. It was rather cold.
I think I know where this is going to end up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me finish, because I've never been to Costa Coffee before.
What?
Last time I rang you said I've been to Costa Coffee.
No. Paul, please, just focus. Focus on this story about you taking a barbecue into a tent.
Okay, yeah. It was not a very good idea.
No, I know, I know it's not a good idea.
Yeah, but I thought I'd rent it a bit, and I thought it'd be okay.
Yes. Well, first of all, if it doesn't burn down, you die of the fumes.
No, what happened was...
Yes.
It was a cold night. I mean, I don't want to go on about this. It's boring.
You started talking about this.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Struth.
Sorry.
No? Yeah. Pick another one.
I'll tell you what I seen the other day.
Yes, mate.
You know when you get lanes of traffic?
Yes.
I'm still getting an echo in my ear.
Right, that's your head, Paul. That's your head.
Yeah, I know. I am going rather nuts.
Right. I know, Paul. We're going round in circles.
Well, anyway, I'll tell you this story then. Never mind about the barbecue and the carbon monoxide poisoning.
Right. Oh, God. Today, if you're listening at home, guys, today may not be a classic Iain Lee show.
No,
it may not be a classic.
No,
I suspect tonight
I'm
won't
sorry.
be. No,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a boring person.
Tell me, you've not said anything.
Right, so you've got your... I was in the right-hand lane.
Yes.
There was a lady.
Yes.
In driving straight on. She was in another lane.
Yes.
And this bloke must have... No, sorry. She must have just nudged him.
Yes.
And he was in like a Vauxhall Corsa or something like that, or something ridiculous.
Yes.
With two other women.
Yes.
And he got out the car, waving his arms about at this poor woman on her own.
Yes.
I'm in the right-hand lane, watching this debacle.
Yeah.
And I thought it was disgusting.
Right. And so what did you do to stop
I twitched in my van.
You twitched?
I twitched.
You twitched?
I twitched because I've been done for road rage before. I thought if I get out of his van,
yes,
I'll kill him.
Right.
this poor woman on her own, right?
Yes.
And just... it's a piece of...
Right.
I won't swear.
Well?
Probably nudged him or something like that, ridiculous.
Right.
And he's going absolutely stir crazy.
Hang on a minute, but you said you've been done for road rage yourself.
Yeah, but that was... Oh,
Paul, what is going? Are you melting on the phone?
Pardon?
Right. Thanks for calling, Paul.
Ta-ra.
Yeah. I mean, I've. Let's go to Barry. Evening, Barry.
Hello, Ian. A bit difficult after that one, isn't it?
A little bit difficult. A little bit of... I'm going to be honest. It's... I think I may have pulled the choke out too far while I'm trying to start the show this evening. I think that's what's going on.
Well, what I was wanting to sort of mention was listening to Ken's call.
Yes.
Can I just say my experience? I've been a member of the Labour Party for a long, long time. And I've never, ever, in all honesty, come across any anti-Semitic sort of opinions.
Yes.
I've just never come across it. Lots of political conversations, but I think you're right. I mean, it's just that I think he's probably doing a disservice to Christianity, in relation to a lot of the views that he holds, and it's a little bit worrying.
He's a hate preacher.
I can't really work him out. Well, I can work him out.
Well, let's not work him. Let's not even talk about him, because he's not here. I don't even want to talk about him.
Okay. What I was going to say, I know that you do steer away from the politics a little bit. I know the election probably is boring to a lot of people, but I thought he was starting by sort of saying something in support of Jeremy Corbyn, because that's actually where I'm coming from.
Right.
I think he may well impress,
No,
I think when you... Pardon?
What do you mean impress? What, get votes?
I think he will.
No, he won't. He won't. He won't. And here's the thing. He won't get votes. I'll come to Keith in a minute. He won't get votes. And when the Labour Party gets humiliated, they get their pants pulled down and their bottoms spanked, he will carry on as the leader of the Labour Party.
Well, he's certainly got a very strong base within the Labour Party, and a lot of people have rejoined, myself included.
Right, but that's not enough to win a general election. Well, Labour lost a seat that they've held for 80 years, something ridiculous. They lost it the other day.
Yeah, well, I mean, I understand there's a little bit of a battle going on with the old Blairites and all that, but if you look at the NHS, if you look at the situation now, I just had reason to use it, actually, last week.
Jeremy Corbyn, right, he's got some great ideas. He's the most uninspiring, insipid political leader I have seen in years. He's a wet blanket.
But will he appeal to people?
No.
Will he appeal to people? Well, if I was just going to say 0-hour contracts, people who are very insecure.
No, because why am I the only one that gets this? This election is being fought on Brexit. That's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that that matters in this election. He'll go on and talk about, we're gonna, the inheritance tax and extra £10 a week for carers, and no one will give a stuff.
Well, there's an awful lot going to come up, Ian, and the thing is with elections, and I've seen a few, and you probably have yourself, you never quite know what's going to happen, what's going to
You do in this one! You do in this one! Trust me, you do in this one! I can tell you exactly what's going to happen, right? It's all going to be about Brexit. That's the only thing that people are going to be concerned about. And Jeremy Corbyn will get his backside spanked, and he won't step down as leader of the Labour Party.
Well, we'll see, Ian. We'll talk again. I listened recently to the American presidential election. Nobody was giving Trump a chance.
No, everyone was giving Trump a chance. Everyone was giving Trump a chance.
Sorry?
What do you mean no one was giving Trump a chance?
Very few of the pundits were giving him a chance.
Of course they were giving him a chance. For most of it, it was between him and Hillary.
Yeah, two pretty well unpopular candidates, but I think it was pretty well thought that she was going to get it.
No, it was. They were neck and neck for the last 3 months. He was ahead of her for most of that.
Well, you know, I don't know. I must have a different take on it to you. But what I was listening to...
Can you imagine Jeremy Corbyn as the Prime Minister? Imagine him as the Prime Minister.
Well, one of the things I used to get during the last elections was people saying, "Oh, we'd like a Labour Party that we used to have."
Like what?
You know,
what do you mean, like what?
Sorry?
Like when Neil Kinnock was in charge?
No, I think when you had a representative party of people...
How many general elections did Neil Kinnock win? Or we can go back to Michael Foot, because he's closer to Michael Foot. How many general elections did Michael Foot win?
Well, obviously you didn't.
Thank you very much indeed, Barry. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give me a call. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Oh, that is... I'm exhausted already. We've only done half an hour. Yes, Alan. Oh, hang on. Yes, Alan. Oh, for Christ's sake. Yes, Alan! What the... Yes, Alan! He's just phoned in.
Listen closely you're dealing with.
What the hell is...
Look on his green eyes, Will. More on demand.
Well, I mean, as far as Alan's calls go, that was probably one of the best. Hey, here's a thing. Don't ever look at Alan Caddick's Twitter timeline. The first video on there was of a fake penis rubbing the outside of frottage. It was frottage. It was. Good evening, Julie. Oh, not you as well. Julie! What is going on with people? What is this? What is this? Julie! Right, let me try it. Maybe it's this line. Let's see. Julie!
Yes. It's a really bad line. What the hell is happening?
Could you not hear me just then?
I can hear this.
Oh, God.
I can hear a broken up. I can hear other stuff.
What can you hear? Maybe Paul isn't going nuts.
It sounds like underwater. It sounds like another radio station, but it's all...
Right, let me try. Can you hear? Is that any better?
Oh, no. I'm cutting in with Talk Sport.
Ed, go and unplug something and plug it in again.
I could hear Alan when you were trying to talk to Alan. But yeah, it's cutting in with another... Oh, I don't know. Shall I call back?
I'll
call back.
Shall we all just go home? Right. Alan! Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, loud and clear.
Right. That's great news. What have you called in for?
Well, my first call of the week.
Yes?
I was wondering what I missed.
Not a lot.
Yeah, I was wondering, have you got any thought about Call Straight Hair making a comeback?
Say that what?
Have you given any thought about Call Straight Hair coming back?
I haven't given any thought today. I had a man playing with my balls.
Uh-oh, what happened?
I went to see a doctor.
Ooh.
And he gave me the ball check, and I was very, very happy to present my balls. And he, it turns out, Alan, that to test for testicular cancer and lumps and stuff, apparently the doctor has to put the testicle in his mouth nowadays. I didn't know that was the thing, but apparently that's how they check for it now. That's what he told me anyway.
Oh dear. But did you get the all clear? That's the main thing.
Yeah, I got the all clear. It took him about 2.5 hours per ball.
Yeah.
But he said, these feel fine.
It's talk with your mouth full.
It's rude, isn't it? Hey, your Twitter feed's a bit naughty.
Which one? Because I've got two.
Oh, the one where you retweeted a woman rubbing a fake penis against her.
No, someone hacked into my old Twitter account.
Shut up, Alan.
Yeah.
Shut up.
The Alan Dusty Bin one, it was hacked.
Shut up,
so I had to
Alan.
change it.
Shut up.
I've got two Twitter accounts.
That is a lie.
Oh, I've got two Twitter accounts.
Listen, if you're retweeting sexually arousing images...
Which is not me, it was someone else who hacked into my Twitter account.
Right, because the message was, retweet this if you want me to give you a horny DM.
But nothing came of it.
How do you know?
Because I regularly check my Twitter feed.
But someone had hacked into it?
No, I checked the normal Twitter feed, which was the Katia Allen Twitter.
Right, so the one that someone hacked into...
Which is the Alan Dusty Bin Twitter.
To retweet pornography...
That's the Alan Dusty Bin Twitter.
But where someone, a hacker, ISIS...
Yeah, ISIS had got into my Twitter.
ISIS got into your Twitter and retweeted pornography where the message was, retweet if you want me to send you horny DMs.
Well, I'm friends with the Prime Minister on Facebook.
And then you said...
Theresa May.
And then you said that you checked it and you hadn't received any DMs.
I checked the Katia Allen Twitter.
What?
But it was the Alan Dusty Bin Twitter that was retweeting.
Okay, all right.
Because I've got two Twitter accounts.
Well, okie dokie doggy daddy. Well, there you go.
And also, you know our Prime Minister?
Yeah, yes, I do know our Prime Minister.
I'm friends with her namesake.
You're friends with her name? Oh, Theresa May, the pornographic movie star.
On Facebook.
That is absolutely brilliant news.
Yeah, I wonder if I'll get to ask her what her plans for education is.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. Maybe speaking to porno stars on Twitter is not the best way to...
No, but Theresa May's the only one on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, and I've only limited myself to one on Facebook, and I thought, what could be better than the Prime Minister of porn?
Okay.
That's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, well, supposed to be.
Yeah, but my jokes are as funny as a lead balloon going through a plate glass window.
Well, Alan, it really... honestly, I don't know what's going on with the show tonight. It's like I'm walking through treacle.
Well, it can be done, you know.
Okay, well, it can be done.
Have you ever seen Brainiac?
What? No, I haven't. I don't think I've ever seen Brainiac.
John Tickle, he managed to walk on custard.
John Tickle. I saw someone who'd been in Big Brother. I drove past them today, but I can't remember. He's a black lad with a big afro. He works in Hamleys, and he was in one of the.
That's Mo.
Yeah, Mo. It was Mo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Mo.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw Mo. Drove past Mo today.
And also,
Big Brother.
Well, I hear someone every Sunday on my local BBC radio.
Okay.
Alison Hammond.
That's fantastic, Alan. Excellent stuff. Honestly, I've not got a clue what's going on tonight. 0344 499 1000. Late nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I'm beginning to think that maybe we I just sit here and hum for the next 2 hours and 20 minutes, because I have no idea what the hell is going on. It's a particularly strange vibe tonight, isn't it? Very, very strange vibe. Let's try Alan. Good evening, Alan.
Hi. You okay? Hello, can you hear?
Not really. It sounds like you're falling down a well.
Well, I'm driving at the moment. I'll pull up and I'll ring back.
Thanks very much. Let's go to Julie. Is that any better, Julie?
Yeah, that's much better.
Honestly,
I've just got to giggle so badly.
I don't know what is going on tonight.
Since the programme started, I've been crying with laughter.
And I thought, because last night was an angry show, and I think we needed an angry show, right?
It was a good angry, though.
Oh, it was good angry. It's a good angry, and I think everyone felt a lot better for it. And I thought tonight, we'd do a nice show, and I'm getting a little bit frustrated, so we're doing technical stuff, and I've got a couple of new webcams, and we're trying to stream it on the YouTube channel, and all that. So I'm getting a little bit frustrated about that, but I thought, right, I just want to do a nice show today. I've had a long old day. My arms are killing me because I've had loads of injections and all kinds of stuff today. But it's gone really, really weird.
Well, considering people were talking about politics, mostly.
Which is fine. If people, I don't, it has been hinted to me via my agent that at some point that, the talk radio people will want, there to be kind of political shows in the run-up to the election, which I understand.
Theresa May, the porn actress, more politics.
Well, maybe that's what we do. We get Theresa May, the porn star, we find someone called Jeremy Corbyn, and we find Tim Farron, and we get them in. I don't know. But, so, listen, if people want to phone in and talk about the general election, I'm more than happy for them to do that. I'm not going to ban it like I banned Brexit and Trump, okay? Because it's going to be on people's minds, and it's going to be making some people very, very anxious. But, it just is, I don't know what's going on tonight. I don't know.
Well, I saw something really bizarre today.
Go
on. And it's the kind of thing that, you think nobody's going to believe me.
Yes.
And I was crossing a pedestrian crossing, and the other side of the road, there was a tree. From behind the tree, a squirrel popped out, and the squirrel was holding a miniature bar of... in like, don't know what selection box, miniature bars of dairy milk.
Yeah, I do.
Tiny.
Yeah.
He was holding one of those. And so it looked like it was a squirrel-sized chocolate bar.
That is
beautiful. It was such a disaster sight. And I said to the woman, look at the squirrel with the chocolate bar. But by the time I said that to her, of course,
it had gone.
Squirrel, it had gone. And,
so you look nuts. You've reminded me of the most exciting thing that happened to me today, and it wasn't me having my balls groped. It wasn't me doing 10 minutes of step-asides in a doctor's office. It wasn't me getting all these different injections. Something really exciting happened today.
Ooh.
We had a bird in our house. But let me tell you how the bird got in. We've got this dog, right? It was as thick as anything, right? And my boys said to me, Daddy... the dog is out in the garden chasing birds. What would you do if she caught a bird? And I said, well, I'd leave it. It's nature. It's nature. And they were joking. They're going, would you tell the dog off? I said, well, no, I wouldn't really. It's nature. But the dog won't catch a bird because she's small and slow. And it's kind of what cats do. And I've seen her chase birds. She doesn't get anywhere near them, right? 10 minutes later, my boys come running in from the garden and say, Daddy, the dog's caught a bird. Like, what are you talking about? The dog's caught a bird. And I went out, and there's a starling on the floor, right, looking up at the dog. And the dog's sort of whacking it and sort of biting it, but there's no blood. And I'm thinking, blood, how's the dog caught a bird? And this bird is like there looking at it, right? And so I went out, and the boys started screaming. They were absolutely useless. They started screaming. Let's go! I'm going, boys, just calm down. Please calm down. Please. And I'm thinking, I'm going to have to pick up a bird in a minute. I really don't want to pick up a bird. And so I managed to, I was going, boys, get the dog. No, take the dog inside. Boys, get the dog! Right. So they pick up the dog, and then the bird gets up to fly. But here's the thing, the bird's knackered, right? And it starts flying at kind of waist level towards the open back door. And I'm thinking, oh, no. And it flew into the living room. Oh, jeez. And it went under the TV cabinet. And I was like, right. And then the boys are screaming, oh, it's a bird in the house! So I said, right, boys, right, go in. Everyone be calm, 'cause we don't want to scare the bird, right? Take the dog, put the dog out in the hallway, right? Blah, 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 blah. Now, and I'm got this bird's under the thing, and I'm trying to get it to go out, and they're screaming, and I don't really want to touch a bird, but also I didn't want to look scared, you know. It's only a starling, but I was terrified. I don't want to touch it. And I said to the boys, look, I'm going to be honest. This bird is probably going to die, you know, and they're like, oh, brilliant, can we keep it? I said, no, that's not happening. in the end, I picked up the bird, and all the, isn't it funny? All the other birds are out in the garden, flying around, screaming, and they're all flying low and screaming. And I got the bird out, and then the boys let the dog back into the living room. I was going, get the bloody dog out of here. And we shut the door, and then the bird went and hid under the barbecue, and it was still under the barbecue 10 minutes later, and then it's gone. So I've got no idea where this bird has gone. But it was, 0344, here's the phone in, 0344 499 1000. When have you had a wild animal in your house? They're always great stories, aren't they?
Aren't they?
When have you had a wild animal in your house, or when have you seen a squirrel eating chocolate? Squirrels are addicted to crack, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah, because people go and smoke crack under trees. And when you're mashed up on crack, you kind of leave little bits of rock, or little stones, they're called. And that you drop them on the floor and you can't find them. The squirrels think they're nuts. And so they go and eat the crack. And they get addicted.
That's awful.
Yeah, they get addicted to crack. Cracked up.
Specifically dairy milk.
Yeah. Julie, thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. We've got a show, guys. I can turn this around. When have you had a wild animal in your house? Alan, who's parked up now. Good evening, Alan.
Hi. Right, is that better?
Yeah, much better.
Excellent, right. Unfortunately, I was talking about the election again. I'm in despair at the moment over, we just seem to be way over to the left, way over to the right.
Yeah.
The Liberals are just totally discredited after what they did with the Tories.
No.
And people like yourself have got nobody to vote for.
The thing is, I think that we are realising, once the coalition ended, we realised just how good Nick Clegg was at stopping the whole country going completely and utterly nuts.
To the right, yeah.
It turns out Nick Clegg was actually the same thing that was keeping this country afloat. As soon as we lost him, we had a vote on Brexit. We voted out. The Prime Minister stepped down. We're having a general election. It's gone completely crazy.
Yeah, I get that, but how come
Yes.
he was keeping the right-wing lunatics from the Tories from doing whatever they wanted?
Yes.
Yet all of the things that went wrong with the with the coalition government, the Liberals seem to get the backwash.
But it's people like you.
So
Don't blame them.
No.
They were saving us.
I'm a Labour supporter. Always been a Labour supporter, but left of centre. A big Tony Blair fan.
Right.
I'm not popular now, but what happened was, if we had a left-wing government under what Harold Wilson was,
yes,
we used to have quite a moderate Tory government under Edward Heath.
Right.
So they were never that far apart, and it used to be a right-wing government and a centrist.
Well, the thing is, Theresa May.
What's happened?
Here we go. Theresa May is more right-wing than UKIP now. We've got it's like UKIP premium membership.
It's swung to the right, massively to the right, and the Labour swung to the left. So any disaffected Tory voters who didn't like the right wing,
yes,
there's no central party. They're never going to go to Labour, which we need it to happen.
Yes,
because they're too far to the left. There's a massive gap, and it needs filling. But the only way they can do that.
Say that, Alan. Say that again.
There's a massive gap and it needs filling.
Beautiful. You're right. And who's going to fill it? Who's going to be the person to fill it?
Well, I reckon Labour's screwed. I mean, what will happen? They'll get wiped out this election and we will get a new centre party.
But Jeremy Corbyn will not step down when Labour is humiliated in this election. He will not step down because winning isn't what he's about. He said, I'm not in this for winning. I'm not here to win stuff.
Yeah. But Labour will become a left-wing protest party. It won't become the main opposition party anymore. That will be finished. And Jeremy Corbyn, all the way through his career, is just like to fight little protest campaigns. And he's dragging that, the whole Labour Party, into little bits and pieces.
I've got a lot of time for Tim Farron, and I don't buy into this homophobic Christian nonsense that's being spouted. He is a Christian, so is Theresa May. No one's asking her what she thinks about homosexuality. He probably does think that homosexuality is a sin. But, I was reading up on, I was skimming a couple of articles that have been written about how he has supported LGBT rights a lot, and that he has been prepared to change his mind on quite a few things.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well, if he's been a church-going person, you're hanging out with like-minded people kind of thing.
Yes.
And the more he broadens his horizons, getting out talking to people, if you know what I mean, if you start being friends with gay people and whatever it is, I mean, I was from the northeast, and it was such a racist area 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it was alien to us. But when you have friends and you start integrating, then your things change, and it should not be pilloried for what he had 20, 30 years ago.
No, I think this whole thing about him being a homophobe is misleading. I think it's unfair. I think it's a red herring. He might think it's a sin. That's fine. He's a Christian. Good luck to him. I know Ken disagrees with me. I haven't got a problem with Christians at all. But he has changed his views a lot, and he has supported LGBT movements. So
that's right. And I've heard as well. I mean, I could be wrong. I was on Facebook today, and there was a little bit of a discussion about it. And they said even though he abstained, I don't think he voted against it. He abstained, but I think it was because there wasn't any transgender people,
right?
As well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So sometimes they look at black and white. Oh, there we go. It was an abstention, but not for the reason for it.
No. Alan, I'm glad you pulled off in your car.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you called in again, and hopefully we'll speak again.
Brilliant.
Thank you, mate. Ta-ta. 0344 499 1000. I know loads of you are like, oh, damn, don't talk about general election. Well, you know, it's going to be on a lot of people's minds. Tracy, I'll come to you in a bit. It's going to be worrying a lot of people. So if people want to call in about it, then do. Because I'm genuinely considering sitting this one out. Or maybe, and then I heard a thing on the radio today about swapping your vote with someone, where your vote could be counted. But then how do you know that the person... Because I'd be tempted, if I swap my vote with someone, I'd still be tempted just to vote for who I was going to vote for. And screw the other person. 0344 499 1000. I know loads of you are waiting for Keith to come on. Well, Keith's actually busy watching a football match, so he may or may not come on. I want to know when he's going to send me the videos of his nephew running for the YouTube channel.
Talk Radio.
Tracy's coming up next. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Fingers crossed we might have Keith back as well. It's one of those shows tonight, guys.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Take a far-out trip into the twilight zone of late-night radio with Iain Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Unmissable late-night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Sorry, guys, it's not that, Keith. 0344 499 1000. I'm a bit discombobulated. I thought we'd do a really nice show after last night's angry show. I thought we'd do a nice show, and we'd see where we get to with that. But I've had a strange day. I've had a wild animal in my house. I've touched a bird. I've had a doctor touching my balls. I've had loads of injections, so my arm it feels like I've got a really dead arm. And you lot have been nuts. I mean, properly nuts. What the hell is going on with you guys? So, 0344 499 1000. You can watch on YouTube. I believe if you go to youtube.com/Rabbit Hole TV, I think that works. But it's a very hit and miss tonight because we've got new cameras. And I'm trying to do it, and Matthew is telling me what to do, and we're changing bit rates and all of this kind of stuff. But I think if you go to youtube.com/Rabbit Hole TV, you can watch kind of me streaming this, and we'll invite Katia in a bit, and then we'll see if we can do the two cameras, and we'll get there. Tonight is an experiment. By the way, subscribe to the channel. We're nearly up to 1,000 subscriptions. At the beginning of the week, we had just over 600. We're nearly up to 1,000. How's about that, guys? How's about that? And once we've got this technical stuff out of the way, streaming this on YouTube will become a daily thing. Also, when we go to New York, we'll be streaming as much as we can from New York. So you can see. So subscribe. We're also making short films and going to be filming stuff and doing all kinds of things. And Daniel, who made that brilliant psychedelic film, if you've not seen it, go and watch Daniel Rayner's film. He's made a brilliant psychedelic film. He sent me a message the other day saying, Ian, if you any stuff you film in New York you don't use, I'd love to have a go at editing it. I went, oh, mate, you don't have to ask me twice. Oh, I love what you do, sir. Yes, we'll get that sent over to you. 0344 499 1000. Yes, Tracy.
Hi, Ian.
Hey, Tracy.
All right. I was Caspin on the roof.
Sorry?
I was Caspin on the roof.
I think the problem is the bat signal is stuck.
I think it is tonight.
Yeah, it really... the bat signal is absolutely stuck.
Yeah. I couldn't listen last night. I was in bed poorly.
Yeah.
But I know it was an angry show, and I was going to ring, but then I went to bed poorly, as I say. Yesterday, my neighbour knocked the door. She lives 2 doors away from me.
Yes.
With a bag of cat poo.
What?
For me to dispose of.
Woman brought you some cat poo?
Yeah, in a bag.
Right.
Saying my cat had been in the middle of her lawn and pooed.
Ay.
The thing is, my cats are indoor cats. They never go out.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
So she was... where did she get the cat poo from, then?
She picked it up off the lawn and put it in a bag.
Well, what did you say? What do you say when there's a woman at your door with a bag of cat shit? I mean, really, where?
She knocked the door.
Yeah.
I opened the door. I said, "Oh, hello." She
Yeah.
says, "Hello. I bought you something."
Yeah.
I thought, "All right, yeah."
Yeah.
And she says, "Here, you can dispose of it."
Oh no.
I said, "What is it?" And she was just there, like it was like a little nappy sack. And she was just holding it by the handles, tied up.
God.
I said, "What is it?" She says, "Cat shit."
Oh dear God!
Can I say shit? Sorry.
Well, that's 3 times. That's all we're allowed. Those we've used up. We've used up April's S word quota on one show.
Sorry,
You're allowed 3 a month.
Sorry.
Apologies to anyone offended, but this is real life, real London. We're proper busy.
And she says, "Cat poop."
Yep. There we go. Yep.
And I says, "Yeah. Why are you bringing it to me?"
Yes.
Now, bear in mind, she picked the wrong day to knock my door and have a go at me.
Oh.
Time of the month.
Aye.
Hormones all over the place.
Raging.
Anxiety all over the place.
Yes.
So I says, "Well, why bring it to me?"
Yeah.
Because it's your cat.
Yes.
You're the only one round here with cats.
Yeah.
I says, "Did the cat do it?" And she says, "Yeah. It's a big fat ginger and white thing."
Oh.
I says, "Really?"
Have you got a big fat ginger pussy?
No, I haven't got a ginger pussy.
Okay.
I've got a black and white pussy.
Okay.
I've got 2 black and white pussies.
Gosh.
And I says, I have a ginger and white one. I said, hang on, let me think. I says, no. I said, think mine. She says, you have got a ginger cat.
Oh.
I said, I did have a ginger cat. I said, he died 6 years ago.
Yes.
She said, it was a ginger and white cat. I said, well, I'm sorry, it wasn't mine. He said, well, what kind of cats have you got? I said, black and white ones. I said, but they haven't been out. The one's never been out the house, only in a cat box to the vet.
Yeah.
I said, and the other one, she hasn't been out for 2.5 years since the other one got killed. Run over outside.
How did this situation end?
Oh, she kept trying to give me the poop.
Yes.
I said, I'm not having it. I said, if it was my cat, I'd have it, yeah. And put it in the bin. I said, but it's not my mess. So it cleared up.
Wowzers. This really...
So in the end, she just says, well, it's somebody's cat and it's somebody's poop.
There we go. Yeah.
I said, well, it's not my cats. I said, well, if you want to see my cats, you can.
Wowzers.
I said, there's a little tray full in the kitchen. That's ready. If you want more to bag it up and bring it round. And she says, well, put it in your bin. I said, no.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, she just dropped it and walked off.
Wowzers. Some people, huh? I blame Brexit. Did that ever happen before Brexit?
I'm not sure.
There we go. Well, I would remember it. Thank you very much. That's the S quota and the P quota for April used up. Let's go to Alex. Good evening, Alex.
Good evening, Ian. Interesting show tonight.
I don't know if it's any good, but it's
interesting.
Well, thank you very much indeed.
In a sort of experimental type way.
Well,
but it's good.
Well, people feel frustrated and lonely and angry and scared, and I guess this is a way of them expressing their fear.
Something like that. Yeah. Anyway, the reason I'm ringing...
Yes. Chit-chat over. Let's get straight into the meat and 2 veg of it.
Yeah,
yes.
I want to talk about an important issue here.
Yes. Is it the issue of the misuse of the disused tissues?
It's not that one.
That's a shame.
But I can ring tomorrow about that, maybe.
Okay.
Basically, I came home from work.
Yeah.
Sat down on my sofa, turned the TV on, put Netflix on,
yes,
and accidentally started watching 9 Lives.
I warned you about that.
It just happened before. I didn't even know what happened.
I warned everybody that 9 Lives was a stinker.
I didn't get very far.
Oh.
But the thing that really worried me is that it was directed by Barry Sonnenfeld.
Now, who's that?
He directed Get Shorty, Men in Black, Addams Family.
Well, they're not exactly classics that you're citing there.
But you compare it to this. It's like, I
don't think I've seen any of those movies.
Ah, okay. Well, they have a certain style.
Okay. He's got a panache, has he?
Yeah, he has.
That was certainly absent in this movie.
Yeah, it was weird. It had a very bizarre sort of green screen feel to everything.
Oh, God. Yes, thank you. Every scene was, you know that they weren't in an actual location. Did you get to the bit with the cat?
No.
Because it was the worst computer-generated cat in the world.
Yeah, I got to the point where his son was given a parachute.
Okay, yeah, well, that came into play later on. So you didn't get to Christopher Walken?
No.
You didn't even feel tempted to jump forward 15 minutes to the Christopher Walken bit?
I am now.
Yeah. I mean, there's a scene with both of them, and you just sat there watching it going, oh, my God, this is awful. This is awful. But I tell you, the one saving grace in it was, I think, is her name Cheryl Hines? Larry David's wife in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah.
She was in it.
Oh.
And she's the most beautiful woman in Hollywood.
Right.
She's got a very busy mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
whereabouts does she come in, before or after Walken?
She's post-Walken. Post-Walken.
Yeah. Okay. Got ya.
Alex, listen, man, don't hold me responsible. I couldn't have warned you more that was a stinker.
Hey, as I say, it was subconscious. I didn't even realise it happened. I was going to... I mean, it could have been that. I could have watched Real Ghostbusters, because that's on there. But
oh, God,
no. No.
I've completed Netflix. There's nothing on there I want to see anymore. I've done it. Finished it.
Have you seen The Neon Demon?
No, what's that?
It's by Nicholas Winding Riff, whatever his name is.
Winding Riff, yes.
Yeah, did Drive. I went to the cinema to see that, and it is the biggest pile of tosh.
Oh, don't! I got excited then. I thought there was something good there to watch.
No, nothing at all, mate. It's all done. After 9 Lives, it's all downhill.
Yeah. Oh, well. They have a surprisingly low number, unless Netflix is advertising with us on this station, in which case I thoroughly recommend it to everybody. And do not pass your login details to all of your friends. They have a surprisingly low number of quality kids' movies. They've got a few. I can't remember what they are at the moment. They've got a few. But most of them are these late 90s, early 2000s films that get between 4 and 5.5 on IMDb. You know, stuff that... I don't mind. Yeah, I'll put it on for an hour and a half because it'll keep the kids quiet. But I feel a bit guilty because as their parent, as their dad, I should be showing them, you know, great kids' films and not just putting on wallpaper for the eyes.
Yeah, I mean, what would be that's very good. What would be the best kids' film in your opinion? I mean, I'm aiming for something like Labyrinth, maybe, or you know, something along those lines.
Hang on a second, let me...
I'm hanging.
I saw the best kids' film recently. I mean, Lego Movie.
Yep. Fair enough.
Lego Movie, Mary Poppins, and Kubo. It's between those three.
I thought you said Cujo for a second.
No, I wouldn't. No, God, no. Kubo and the Two Strings. It was between those three, I would say.
Yeah, I've yet to see that.
It's good. Oh, it's brilliant. It's a work of art, but also it's my kids agreed that it was brilliant. Normally it's one or the other. The kids think it's brilliant. I think it's terrible, or I think it's brilliant, and they're like, well, it was okay. But we both, all three of us, fell in love with that film.
Nice.
That's my recommendation, Alex.
All right, well, I'm going to America in 2 weeks. It's on the plane, I believe, so I'll be watching it.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Well, enjoy. It's stunning. Absolutely stunning film. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The wild man of late night radio is back.
Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Yes, Katia!
Hello, Iain. I'm calling about your excellent topic, which is when did you have a wild animal in your house?
It's a good one, isn't it? It's a good one.
Very, very nice.
Yes.
So, when in 1986, we had a snake in the garage.
Oh, baby. In this country?
No, in Switzerland.
Oh, what? The old Swiss snake?
Yeah, well, they've got adders.
It does.
The neighbour, that's the exciting part of it.
Yes.
He was really used to all the snaky bits over there.
Sorry?
So
the old snaky bits.
Yeah. So my mum, she was quite alarmed. So she went and she said to my dad, "I know that he's going to take care of it," and he did. He came with this. I don't know how you call that, like a big stick.
Yes, a snake stick, a staff. Was it a staff?
It's something that you can open and you can prise the snake with.
A crowbar?
No, don't use a crowbar on the snake. You're going to...
Well, you said prize.
Okay, did I? Well, something to pick up the snake with.
The grippy thing. So it's like you press a lever, it's like a hand for disabled people that can't reach when they drop something on the floor. They use that.
Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's it. So he picked the snake.
An adder's not poisonous, though, is it?
I don't. Yes.
No.
Some of them are. Yes.
No. I would pick up
No.
I would cuck an adder.
You don't do this
Yes.
because
Yes.
no because when
I
was
do.
it? A few days ago they said someone here in England was bitten by an adder and it was one of the few poisonous ones. So don't pick.
They're a lightweight then.
What?
Then they are a lightweight.
But who? Hello.
Hello. The person.
Yes.
Then they are a lightweight.
No, they're not. No, I'm not kidding. It's some of them are poisonous. Just check it out. Anyway, so that's 1986. I've written this down.
Yes. But it wasn't in the house.
No, it was in the garage.
It was very specifically.
It's part of the garage.
No.
Is part of the house.
No, that's like saying it was in the shed.
No, because your shed is detached from the house.
Yeah, but the garage is not part of the house.
What do you mean?
Right. The garage is not part of the house. Say
Well,
we. Say we.
no,
Say
no,
bon. Say bon.
no,
Oui.
no,
Oui.
no.
Where?
No, I
Where?
know.
Where? It's not.
Well, okay.
Would you? All right. Here we go. Right. Would you put a sofa in the garage?
Well, some people do.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Fair enough. Great answer.
Yeah.
Would you put a car in your house?
Yes.
You would put a car in your house?
In the garage?
No, that's not the question. Would you put your car...
I don't have a car.
La chienne, l'automobile.
Okay.
Dans la maison?
Yeah.
No.
And in the garage?
Dans la garage.
Okay.
Not dans la maison.
Right.
You wouldn't put it dans la maison. You put it dans la garage.
Garage, yes.
So they are. How do you say separate?
Okay. Foundations, are they part of your house?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
A foundation. When you build a house, right?
Yes.
You build the foundations, okay?
Well, not me personally. No.
No, not you. Okay. And then...
Yes.
And I'm sure of that, Ian. I've seen people building houses.
Yes. I haven't ever built a house.
No, well, you should. Watch Grand Designs or something.
No, I'm too busy.
So that's 1986.
Right.
And
what a
then...
year. What a year. What a great year it was.
Okay, because you asked for when. So 2016, we had a bat in the house.
Right. Now, I've been told that by someone has tweeted me, Scott has tweeted me, saying a snake in the garage is a euphemism for, and then he puts down a very specialised bedroom activity.
Okay, I'm going to have to look at his tweet then.
Well, he sent it as a direct message, so that's how rude it is.
Okay, I'm not aware of that.
Okay, so I wonder what. But now you're saying a bat in the garage.
Wait, no. The bat was, it was in my mum's bedroom. The bat.
Yes.
Is it code word again?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I've got to go backwards in time because of the pigeon. That was in West Norwood. So
tell me about the bat. How did the bat get into your mum's bedroom?
Because we've got a nest of a bat's nest.
Now, in this country, you're not allowed to do anything with them.
No, in Belgium neither. You can't touch them.
Why are bats so special?
Because they're in danger. And also they do something really useful about insects.
Tell me one useful thing that bats do.
Eating insects.
No, you're thinking of spiders.
What?
That's spiders.
Spiders is not an insect.
Well, no, but spiders eat insects, not bats. Next.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna...
Yeah.
I can't remember. Okay,
yes.
And then we had the pigeon in West Norwood, but I can't remember the year of that.
Okay.
And that's the topic done.
OK. Well, thank you so much, Katia.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good evening. A very even by her standards, that was a strange call, wasn't it? 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give me a call. Catherine, why don't you come in and join me? We can try the second camera, guys. We can see if the second camera works. It may not. It's all technicals and all of that kind of... well, Stephen's enjoying the show. That's something. 0344. There's cables and everything. Careful. Steady. Steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. And then I click that button, and then we can see you joining us, sitting down. You're on the computer. Oh, did you miss the chair?
That was really low.
Wow, what a delightful squeal. That's going to get the horn dogs...
It doesn't take much, let's be honest.
Up and at 'em, isn't it? 0344 499 1000. Any idea why... What are you doing?
This is all wrong.
Well, they had musicians in.
Well, they've messed you up.
Any idea why we're getting so much trouble today?
I think I might have put the bat signal up to 11.
Yes, it's possible. It's definitely possible. Can you... right, now that camera's not focusing on you. Get some light on your face, girl. Hang on a minute. Just...
I mean, really?
There we go.
I can't.
That'll do. It don't matter. We're just playing around with it.
Does it?
It's if you go to it's the Rabbit Hole TV, youtube.com/the Rabbit Hole TV. It's early days, and then if I do that, and then I do that there, and then I do that there, and the two of us are on split screen. Exciting times. Right, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call... Oh, I've got to reach over there, but I have to use my other arm.
Oh, you're suffering.
I am suffering, yeah. It's like I've got a dead arm. My injections really do... they really do...
Smart.
Yeah, I did get a I was very brave sticker, which I've been proudly showing off today, and I'm very glad I have been showing that. I don't like injections.
I love them.
My wife's a fainter.
Is she?
Actual fainter, yeah, when it comes to the old... the old injection. You love them?
Nah, I'm not. I'm double hard. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I'm all right with them. I can do it. I can survive them. But there is no pleasure gained. And I noticed I was talking a lot and talking very fast while she was getting her needles ready.
Doing all this business.
She's doing all that.
In the end,
I had to pee in a jar.
Okay.
And I sent you a picture of that.
You need to drink more water.
Why?
It was like apple juice.
No, it was beautiful. It was golden. That was golden. That was like golden. What do they call it? Golden nectar.
Yeah,
that was gold.
You need it kind of more of a light.
No,
mate.
You
need it a bit more like the lava lamp.
No, mate, that was gold. That was absolute gold. I'll tell you that. Coronation Street is haunted.
Standard.
They've had to bring in an exorcist. A priest has carried out an exorcism. Oh, right. At the old Coronation Street set after musicians preparing for a festival threatened to quit because of poltergeist attacks. Actual poltergeist attacks.
Bullshine.
Oi.
Bullshine.
The 3-day Granada Land Music Bash.
For which there are tickets available, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Is due to be held next weekend to mark the demolition of the old Corrie set and former Granada TV studios in Manchester. We've been there.
Yeah.
A host of tribute acts being lined up for the festival, but one band was all set to walk out of rehearsals after hearing strange banging noises and suffering exploding equipment. Granada Land Chief Christopher Wandsworth felt he had no alternative. He felt he had no alternative.
What am I going to do?
But to call in a Roman Catholic priest. There was nothing else he could do but get a Roman Catholic priest in.
Because the Ghostbusters are in New York.
Yeah, that's the thing. He said, we know there have been numerous rumours over the years about paranormal happenings.
Started by your tour guides.
The ACT threatened to pull out. I want this ACT named and shamed.
Yeah.
I want them named and I want them shamed for being...
wusses.
Absolute wusses. When have you ever heard of someone a ghost climbing up on stage at a concert? Glastonbury, right, is supposed to be all mythical and mystical and the tour and all of that stuff, right? The ghost of King Arthur's never got up on stage when Coldplay are playing.
He doesn't feel the need to draw attention to himself, does he?
The ACT threatened to pull out unless we did something. An exorcism was our last resort. Here we go. Corrie actors have complained about spooky happenings on the old set for a number of years. Just trying to think if there are any convicted sex offenders that worked on Corrie. No, there aren't any, so I can't make any jokes there. Not that I would wish to make jokes about convicted sex offenders. Some believe it to be the spirit of Elsie Tanner, actress Pat Phoenix, who died in 1986. Sue Cleaver, who plays Eileen Grimshaw. She's good, she is, Eileen. She's
excellent.
Good. She's been in it for years, and she looks exactly the same. Unlike
Beverly Callard.
Flipping heck. Flipping heck. What is going on there?
She's from the More is More school, isn't she?
Yeah.
More is More.
More is more. Again, when I was looking at my nuts, I was reminded of Bev Callard's face.
Why?
All wrinkly.
I thought you were going to say something about perm.
So many people have seen and felt the same things, and there has to be something in it. No, they were found not guilty. The demolition is to make way for a new housing... we'll take a break. 0344 499 1000. Then we got Keith, then we got Dennis, then we could have you, dear listener.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Good evening, Keith.
Hello, is that Ian or the other fella?
This is Ian, Keith.
Hi again, Ian. I don't know if I phoned the other night about my boy and his running.
Remind me, Keith. I get a lot of calls. I don't remember them all.
I've got he's my nephew called Harry, and I phoned up wondering if you would like a video of his fast running for your rabbit hole. He said you might be interested, like.
Oh, yes. Have you sent the video to me yet?
No, but that's why I wouldn't have bothered you really, like. But he got a letter from his school today, right?
Yes.
And it says that he's not been selected to do athletics for the next term.
Why is that?
It's just I've subsequently phoned up Ian to ask about why, because he loves his athletics so much. He's got the proper vest and that, and he's adapted his training shoes so they look more like fast shoes. You know?
What is it? What is he? Is he drawn like a Nike tick on there, or is he drawn like a sort of? How was he done? Stuck little bits of smoke out the back, cut out of paper.
No, that would be a good one like that. But
like Roadrunner.
You have to keep them aerodynamic, like, so it's just stickers and stuff that he's got off the cartoon magazines, you know. Of like fast characters who are fast runners themselves. I don't know if you remember Roadrunner,
Billy Whiz.
Billy Whiz, he was one of the fastest. Yeah, I've never been.
Go on. You're going to reminisce about Billy Whiz. I'm keen to share your I want to step into your memories.
No, I was just thinking because when they drew Billy Whiz, like they would like draw so you couldn't see Billy Whiz. You know.
Sometimes you were looking at the square you thought he was in, but he was already at the end of the cartoon. That's how fast he was.
He's right fast, and like, so I doubt I'll be able to video him. I mean, my boy's not that.
No,
nephew's not that fast. Like,
no, but he would decorate his trainers with these characters.
With fast characters, yeah, fast characters. But so. It was just done alphabetically, which just doesn't seem fair, because there's probably a lad who really wants to play cricket.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be able to play. So I phoned up the fella, he's head of sport. I don't suppose I should say his name, I'll just say he's called Mr. C, yeah? And he looks like Martin Freeman. Ian, you know Martin Freeman, the Hobbit? And Mark? Hello, Ian.
Yeah, yes, I do know Martin Freeman. Yeah, he's like every man, isn't he?
Yeah, well, that's Mr.
Don't
Mr.
say
C, but
no.
No,
Is Mr. C his actual name?
No, like you mean like Johnny Be Good or Arthur C. Clarke or something like that.
Like Arthur C. Clarke, yes, like Johnny Be Good or Arthur C. Clarke, yes, or William H. Brambles. No,
Mercy. All I wanted to say was like, if you were relying on the fast video,
yes.
So if he, because it's done alphabetically, and
don't let me down, Keith. Don't let me down, Keith. You promised.
Well, no. If he ends up playing cricket, I can do sports video, bat and ball edition or something like that.
Or is the word cricket copyrighted?
Cricket. He's not called Mr. Cricket. Is that what you're saying?
No, you're saying you're going to call the video bat and ball, but if the game he's playing is cricket, then why don't we just call it cricket? Or is cricket like hacky sack and it's copyrighted?
I suppose I could call it sports video cricket match. That's not bad.
Yeah. And
could you?
Would he be running in that video?
If it was cricket, no, I imagine he'd be pretty static, really, unless he gets the ball. But he's not really that sporty, you know.
But could you not send me some of his old videos of him running, Keith?
I've only got the one, but I did it portrait. I don't know if you remember.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to see it portrait. I don't want to not portrait, Catherine. It's not worth it.
You.
It's not worth it.
Blame you.
No, it's not worth it. Well, is he disappointed, the lad?
Oh, he's devastated. But I'm not his local parentis. Do you know what I mean? So
sorry,
I'm not his local parentis.
What, Latin teacher?
No, it means that I'm not the person who's responsible for, like, disciplining him or his care.
Are you not his dad?
No, he's my nephew.
Oh, sorry, I've misunderstood. Okay, you can still discipline. You can still discipline a nephew.
Oh, I can't step on his dad's toes. Well, if you knew his dad, man, he's not long out in the neck. You know, just leave that one there. Anyway, I'm off work at the moment, you know, so I've got a bad arm as well, so I was thinking about you with the injections.
So I'd raise my arm in a fist, but I can't.
Oh, because you're frustrated?
No, like the black men at the Olympics, solidarity.
Oh, I mean, like a campaign to get him back into the athletics.
No, to show solidarity with you, because you've hurt your arm. It doesn't matter, I was just thinking out loud, Keith.
Yeah, I've had proper operation, you know, the keyhole camera surgery.
What was wrong?
Cuff rotator had torn. So I said to the wife, that doesn't sound very helpful.
No.
And so I've had the operation, I'll be honest with you, it's worse.
But it will improve, though, won't it? It's often worse after the operation, and then it will improve as things go, won't it?
Oh, I hope so. I know yours does as well.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Keith. I appreciate that, and best of luck to the young lad, and I hope he finds success playing. What game was it again? Bat and ball.
He's going to have to do either cricket match or bat and ball. Yeah.
Well,
I'll tell him what you said anyway, you know.
Okay, well, thank you, Keith. He's very lucky to have an uncle like you, even if you are disabled.
Yeah, no, he is lucky, and I have to remind him of that often.
Good night, Keith.
Good night.
Okay. 0344 499 1000, late nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There we go. Yes, Scott.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Hello, Scotty.
Speedy Gonzales.
Sorry?
Speedy Gonzales.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't think of any.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel sorry for Keith. I get the feeling Keith's a very lonely man.
I think he's one of the loveliest disabled uncles I've ever heard on the wireless.
Yeah, because some of them are, some of them you don't want to go near. But
yeah, some of them
But I think he's a very lonely man, and he's Harry's.
His heart's in the right place.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Even if bits of his arm aren't. Scott.
Poltergeists.
Yes, sir.
I didn't believe in them.
Thanks for calling.
Until...
I'm just hovering over the cut-off button, and it turned out there was a reason for you saying that, yes?
We had a customer come in the shop a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Picked her stuff up.
Yeah.
And she just paused on her way out,
right.
Turned her head back towards me, and said, "Do you ever feel anything in here?"
Oh, and you went,
I made smutty. No, I didn't make any smutty jokes. I just said, but I knew exactly what she meant, and just by the glint in her eye.
Yeah.
And she said, Emily.
What?
She said, "There's a girl called Emily in this building."
Yeah.
And my blood actually ran cold. I shivers up the back of my spine. Properly went cold. And from then on, everything in the shop has all been moving around, things falling over, doors opening.
Well,
when we're downstairs, there's no one upstairs. People walking around upstairs.
Yeah.
All of it. The whole shebang.
Okay. Well, where's the evidence?
Well, some bobbins fell off the embroidery machine.
No, fair play. I'll buy that. We should come round and do the show from your shop one night.
Let's do a Ouija board.
Yeah, all right, I will.
All right.
I bet you don't.
Oh, I bet you I will.
I bet you chicken.
I bet you don't.
I bet you don't, you chicken.
I will make a Ouija board out of it. I'll brand a piece of wood like the proper old ones, not like the rubbish board.
All right, and I'll come round.
Branded boards.
I will come round after the show one night, about 2:00 in the morning. We'll do a Ouija board.
All right.
Fine.
Do it now. Do it tonight.
Well, I can't do it tonight because I've got. No.
I said you'd buy it. No, do it tonight.
I'll do it tomorrow night.
Well, I can't stay up late twice in a row.
Well, go to bed now. Oh, by the way, before you go to bed, you know the rabbit hole TV logo you've done?
Yeah.
Just wondered why you did it in a upwards rectangle. You've done it in portrait mode when...
I haven't. I've done it in a square. You said you wanted it in a square.
Yeah, it's not a square, mate.
Oh, it's pretty much square, isn't it?
It's a portrait mode, so just so the ears get cut off when I use it. That's all I'm saying.
Stretch it out.
What?
I'll stretch it out. Hold on, there was one more poltergeist story I had.
Yeah, go on. He's going to hang up. There we go. He's not hung up. He's still there. He's gone now. Dennis! You try.
Dennis? Good evening.
There we go.
There we go. We're in. Good evening, Dennis.
Good evening. You were saying that you're frightened of needles.
No.
But you don't like the damn things, do you?
I don't like them. There's a difference between being... I don't like licorice, but I'm not frightened of it.
Ever given blood?
Yeah, loads of times. Because I'm a big man, so I will do things that make me uncomfortable for the benefit of others.
That's good. I'm glad, because I did it ever since about 18.
God, you must be knackered.
Up to the age when they wouldn't let me do it for the Falkland Islands. Whenever our lads were fighting,
yes,
I'd go and give blood.
Yeah.
They upset me because they wouldn't let me give it for the Falkland lads.
Why wouldn't they let you give your blood to the Falklands lads? Yeah? You're too old.
Needed the blood better more than they did, but that's rubbish.
Yeah, no, they don't. We don't want to give old blood to our heroes.
My blood is as good as the day I was born.
No, it's not. It'd be old, cobwebs in your blood.
No. It's not as bad as that.
No, but actual cobwebs in your blood.
Nice to hear that you're getting better and you're punching somebody with your arm, with a fist.
Yeah. Yes.
Good. But don't you pinch cats, will you?
No, thank you very much. I've got no idea what is going on tonight. Nigel.
Hi, Ian. How are you?
I love the fact that the question you asked Ed was, is Iain still on tonight?
Oh. Well,
been listening much, have you?
Tonight. I've not been listening to the show tonight, that's why I didn't know what... So, it's a long time since I rung in.
Yes.
So, but it doesn't matter, it's only about 3 weeks, that's all, I think, really. So,
yeah.
I was going to ask you, any chance of you entertaining the nightly show, presenting the nightly show at all?
Absolutely none.
But you've not been offered to do it?
Surprisingly, no.
Oh, but you would have got a lot of money, like you said before. They get a lot of thousands of pounds.
A lot of thousands of pounds. I would, I would never be asked in a million years to do it.
Oh, I suppose they ask a lot of people. There's other people they ask as well.
Yes, they have got no interest in asking me.
They've probably got quite a lot of people that are willing to do it.
Well,
some of the famous comedians you get on there doing it.
Yes. Would you do it, Nigel?
I'd love to do it.
What would you do? All right, I tell you what. Here we go.
I would be good at it.
You host the show, and me and Kath are waiting to be guests if you aren't. Whatever, ladies and gentlemen, the host of the nightly show. It's Nigel from Maidstone.
Yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's show will be with Iain Lee, and yes, I'd know how to do it anyway.
Well, go on then, do it.
Well, you've got to have a script, haven't you?
No, just make it up. So, the auto cue has gone down, so you've got it. You're live. You've got to make
it. On tonight's show, we've got Catherine, who's going to sing us a song or two, maybe play a few tunes on the piano. And my friend Iain Lee is going to come on the show as well and maybe sing you a song or two as well. So we hope everyone's going to have a fabulous show, a fabulous night on the nightly show tonight. Yes. That would be how I would do it.
Okay, well...
That's how everyone's doing
it. Catherine's come out on stage. Interview Catherine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Catherine onto the show, the nightly show.
Go me.
Hello, Catherine.
Hello, Nigel.
What have you got for us tonight?
I've come on to be interviewed, so ask me some questions.
Oh, well, what are you doing tonight? What are you doing lately? What work are you doing lately?
What work? I've wanted to ask her this many times. What work are you doing lately?
Apparently, I'm doing a bit of piano playing stroke songstry. And it's very nice.
Are you doing any modelling?
Yes.
Betty?
Hand modelling, mostly.
Yes. Oh, no nude modelling.
What kind of joint are you running?
Maybe a bit of nude modelling you might do sometime for us.
Jesus.
Yes. Welcome to the show, Iain Lee.
I've been doing some new modelling, Nigel, if you want to see my pictures.
I'd love to.
Yeah?
That sounds a bit crazy now.
That's gone a little bit crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, but it would be. You do have an altar cue, don't you?
A naughty cue?
An altar cue to read when you're on the show, so you've got some idea who's coming on the show and all that business.
Yeah, I suppose so. You do have a naughty cue, yes.
They rehearse the show, then, Iain?
Yes, they do. They rehearse it, but sometimes you don't get time for rehearsal, and sometimes the auto cue goes wrong.
It's a shame about Brucey, old Brucey, not being too well, isn't it, at the moment?
Yes.
He's one of the best persons on TV sort of years ago, wasn't he?
He was good. I do think, it maybe 10 years ago would have been nice for him to have retired. But he's brilliant, Brucey. You can't knock a bit of Brucey.
No, he did a sort of bit of everything, really.
I tell you what, let's play. We've got 2 minutes before the break, right? Let's play.
Sorry, can I say something quickly? I was going to do a tribute to George Michael, a song, half a song.
You can do it after the news.
Okay then.
But we're going to play.
I'll sing live.
Bruce Forsyth catchphrase bingo. I'll go first.
Yeah.
Nice to see you nice. Catherine, you're next.
Good game.
You'll go, Nigel.
Nice to see you nice. Good game.
No, you're saying the same things we've said. You've got to come up with a different one. We'll start again. Nice to see you nice.
Good game.
Nigel.
That's right. Nice. That's right.
When did Bruce Forsyth ever go, that's right, that's right? You're thinking of Tiger Feet by the Sweet. That's right, that's
Good evening,
right.
ladies and gentlemen.
Huh? All right,
Good evening,
I'll
ladies
give you
and
that just to move on. Oh, you're so much better than last week's audience.
Didn't she do well?
Oh, what a gay day.
That's Larry Grayson! That's Larry Grayson!
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's funny.
All right, I've got another one. Here they come. They look so revealing. OK, dollies, do your dealing.
What's on the board, Miss Ford?
It's the girls with the miniskirts tonight.
Just saying.
Just saying things.
Give us a twirl. You used to say that. Give us a twirl.
Give us a twirl.
Higher or lower?
Lower, please.
Right, Nigel, you get ready for your
Oh.
Yeah,
Good game.
Yeah. You get ready for
So much better than it was last night.
Yeah, you get ready
Yes.
for your George Michael tribute.
What a gay day.
Well, that's a bit offensive. It's a little bit offensive. Oh, you're doing that. Okay, so coming up, we've got Nigel. God, honestly, I've got no idea what's happened to the show tonight.
Disintegrated.
What I'm carefully constructing the show so that in about 3 months I won't need to come in and do it. It will just run itself. It will just run itself. Right. After the news, we have got Nigel from Maidstone with his What a Gay Day tribute to George Michael's. With Ari's queued up, who's probably going to have a cob on about... Let me just ask, hang on. Ari, have you got a cob on about something?
What the hell is going on, as you say, Ian?
Thank you. Yeah, he's got a cob on. And your calls. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Go and have a look at the YouTube channel and subscribe. If you go to youtube.com / I think it's The Rabbit Hole TV. We're starting to look, we've got a watermark on there now. We've got a watermark on the pictures.
We're professionals.
Very exciting. The Rabbit Hole TV on YouTube. Go and have a little look and we'll take more of your calls and, whatever after this.
Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. So we got Nigel doing a tribute to George Michael. We got Ari with a cob on, and an hour to fill. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Don't forget to tick your radar diaries. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
He has made a covenant with the night, and with the darkness he is in agreement.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Okie dokie doggy daddy. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We've got 950 subscribers on youtube.com / The Rabbit Hole TV. 950. 50 to go to 1,000. And considering 3 days ago we had 600. That's not bad. If we can get it up to 1,000, then boy oh boy, it's good. It's still early days. If you're watching and you're frustrated with the YouTube streaming tonight, it is really early days. I know there's a slight problem with the sound being a little bit out of sync. I was busy before the show, and I only had about half an hour before the show to try. We've got these new cameras. I'm kind of, you can hear me tapping away as I'm talking to people, and Matthew Stevenson is talking me through it, and we're getting there. These are still, this week and next week, will still be this is the trial stages. This isn't the thing. This is just us trying out, we've got 2 cameras in the studio, but I think we might have 1 camera out. We'll try 1 camera out there tomorrow and 1 camera in here. This is early days, guys. This is early days. I want this to be like a proper TV channel where we stream this show live every night. We stream the stuff that we do, as much of the stuff that we do in New York live, as well as filming stuff. But as well as streaming live, we make films and we make videos and we put clips of the show up and we do stuff that's nothing to do with the radio show and stuff that's nothing to do with the Rabbit Hole podcast and all of that kind of stuff. But Nigel!
Oh, hi, Ian.
We're going to pay tribute to one of the
George
greatest...
Michael,
that's it. One of the greatest pop performers that ever lived.
It's just a cut-down version, but some of the song, yeah. I haven't sung it for ages. I will say I have got swollen glands in my neck that are hurting a bit, so it may be. I'll try my best.
Swollen glands.
I've had it a few days, but I've had it before and they've gone down. Sometimes you get these sort of colds and things, don't you?
Yes.
That make your glands swell up.
Oh, yeah.
It's just around the Adam's apple, you know, where you talk and sing. But I'm talking okay, aren't I?
Here's the thing, and I'm going to ask you a question, then I'm going to ask the same question to Catherine. Right? Your glands that swell...
Yeah.
Is it spelt Glans?
Yes. Glands, yeah.
Glands?
No, that's something else.
Well, all right. Let's have this conversation. Stop sniggering like a schoolgirl,
I have
Catherine.
to write it down.
or is it glands?
Glands.
Because I say glands.
Well, your glands is your old chap.
My penis or my testicles?
The end of your old chap.
My
But there's
bell.
glands everywhere, isn't in your body?
Sorry?
Glands all over your body, isn't there? Different glands.
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 With a D.
Yeah.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your glands.
Yes.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your glands. If you're happy and you know it, and you don't want to show it. Let's hear, speaking of glands, let's hear a tribute to George Michael's.
I'm going to stand up and sing.
No. It's what he was famous for.
Well, it's better for the diaphragm, I think, if you stand up and sing.
For the what?
It's better for the diaphragm if you stand up and sing. Watching Charlotte.
Better for your glands.
Practice herself, you know.
Yes.
Practice herself.
Hang on a second. Wait, what Dylan is that? Is it my nephew Dylan, or is it? Just before we. Okay, don't speak on the microphone. Don't speak. Don't.
Are you recording tonight?
We record it every night, Nigel.
Oh, you do. So some of it might go out onto YouTube then.
Probably not this bit. Well, it's on you. You're on YouTube now.
What, live?
Yes, mate.
Oh, so it doesn't need to be recorded because people are watching it live.
Yes.
On the internet.
Yes, YouTube is on the internet.
Yeah, I'll fire away then.
Crack on, Nigel, for heaven's sake.
We finish at 1, mate.
Here we go. Be quiet. Here we go. I'm going to start now.
Be quiet.
I'm never gonna dance again, guilty feet, got no rhythm, though it's easy to pretend, you know I'm not a fool. Should've known better to waste a chance that I've been given, so I'm never gonna dance again, the way I dance with you. I'm never gonna dance again, guilty feet, got no rhythm, though it's easy to pretend, you know I'm not a fool. Never do. How about that then?
Well, felt like you forgot the words at the end.
Well, the middle part was quite difficult, and I haven't sung it for ages, and I can't quite remember. But that's the first part of it, isn't it? Basically,
it was excellent.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to go on too long, anyway.
Well,
you can have too much of one person.
Yeah. Well, Nigel, thanks for calling.
You can have too much of Nigel.
Yeah, that's right. He's just reminded me you can. Yes, Harry.
Hi, how are you doing?
Yeah.
I've got, just talking about glands, I've got tonsillitis, which means that my glands are quite swollen.
Your glands or your glands?
Or your tonsils?
My glands.
Because your glands can swell if you get mumps.
I haven't had mumps, I don't think.
I don't think you get mumps anymore. Did we cure mumps?
You have the MMR jab for that, don't you?
Yeah, but because you will often get a doctor in the 70s cupping your glands.
Right.
Okay.
Talking about birds in the house.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We had bird in the house. When have you had a wild animal in the house?
Right. This is not the same as what you had. It wasn't as panic driven.
Right.
Basically, I've always been good with animals and this and that.
Well, you're so good with
people. When there was a spider in the house... What?
Yeah.
When there was a spider in the house, my mum was like, ooh, take it out. And I took it out, no problem, all calm. Anyway, one day in the front garden, there was I think it was a chaffinch, which couldn't fly properly. It was a baby bird. And my mum was like, oh, what should we do? It was just busy flapping around and all that. So what I did was I grabbed it with both hands, and it got quite calm in my hands, and then I took it inside, and we rang the RSPCA.
Yeah, but picking it up, you've consigned it to death.
No, why?
Well, if you pick it up, then no bird will go anywhere near it again, and its mother won't feed it, and it will die.
Is that true?
Yes.
I never knew that.
Why did you phone up the
I was about 5
RSPCA?
years old.
Why did you phone up the RSPCA?
Because I wanted to know what to do.
If only there was an organisation that was devoted entirely to the protection of birds.
That's true. No, so I called them up and they said I should just release it and that the mother will come soon. And that's what I did.
And what happened? It died.
I've got no clue. No, there's no cats around.
I can tell you what happened. The mother ignored it and it died a slow, painful death because you picked it up, Harry.
Why did Harry touch me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind. Just a little chaffinch dying.
Thank you, Harry.
Yeah, have a great night.
Okay. After that story, mate, I will.
An ex-chaffinch.
Dylan!
Hello.
Hello, Dylan. Oh, Dylan's
grown up.
Dylan's sounds like he's fallen down a well.
Really?
You do a little bit. You're on Skype, I can tell. So there's a bit of a delay, and that's groovy. We can ride the delay. But is there any way you could? I don't know what you're using as a microphone, but if you could get a little bit closer to it, that would be awesome, please.
Is that any better?
Yeah, we go. We're in. We're in. I don't know when to speak because I don't want to hit the slight difference. There's a.
Let me help.
What's the phrase? Hang on.
Delay.
Yeah, you go.
After 3, Dylan, start.
But when you've finished, say Roger.
Over.
Roger.
All right, 1, 2.
Okay. But then you've
Not yet,
But
Dylan.
then you've got to say. Hang on, Catherine. There's an echo.
There's an echo.
Right, hang on a minute. We can get rid of the echo. We're going to put that there. Right, okay, the echo's gone.
Count him in.
What you're going to do is, Catherine, you're going to count to 3, but then you're going to say Roger. And I'm finishing speaking now, Roger.
1, 2, 3, Roger.
Basically, I'm phoning up because I think radio's starting to get a bit boring and a bit lazy. Roger.
That's an interesting point that you're making. Can you give me some examples, Roger?
Basically, voice tracking, I think, sort of is at sort of the heart of where I get this theory from, because I think it's a bit misleading how presenters now can just sit there and voice track their show and get their show done in 20 minutes and then trick their listeners into thinking that they're live and to call up, and then listeners, for instance, never getting their phone calls answered. I just think it's all a bit misleading and a bit lazy. Roger.
The fact that you're using the phrase voice tracking, which for those who aren't in the biz means just like recording your bits on the tape before, implies that, well, I know that you've got interests in, I don't know if you work in the radio, but I know that you've got interest in the radio because I clicked on your Twitter profile. What would you do differently then, Roger?
I would make more shows less voice tracked, because the amount of stations that I listen to and the people that voice track their shows, you can really tell, I think. And I'd just stop it. And I also think radio's getting a bit lazy, especially a few of, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention other stations. Hello? Oh, yeah, I meant to say Roger, aren't I?
Yes, you are, Roger.
Are you allowed to mention other stations? Is that allowed, Roger?
Yes, Roger.
I think a station that really stands out to me is Heart, Roger.
I don't have a problem with people recording their links because one of the greatest radio presenters of all time, Tony Blackburn, does a mixture of live shows, but he also does. I don't know if he does now, but I know he has in recent history done bits where he's just gone in and pre-recorded all the links for a couple of weeks' worth of shows. So I think if it's a good presenter, then it can work. I'm never particularly good at when I pre-record stuff. I can never get that electricity that you can only get from doing a live broadcast. But I think if the presenter's good enough, I don't have a problem with it. Do you, Catherine, Roger?
Of course not, Roger. I record my own show, Roger.
Don't say Roger in the middle of a sentence, Roger.
Sorry, Roger.
Roger.
I get what you mean, but I also think that there's a lot of presenters that don't pull it off as well. I think it takes a lot of skill and practice to make sure that the way you're recording sounds live, and the amount of times I know a presenter that works on Heart currently. He's a young presenter called Adam, and he tells me that he never goes live with his shows. He's always voice.
I'm going to interrupt you, Roger. Well, I don't understand why you've got so much beef with the pre-recording stuff. I don't think that it's the pre-recording stuff that's killing radio. I think there are the way more important things that are making it tedious and soulless and sucking the life out of it. Pre-recording it, I don't think that's an issue worth getting one's knickers in a twist. Roger?
If I may interject, I think you've hit the nail on the head there without realising. Not you.
No.
Dylan.
Yep.
Is that they've got a lot of people on there who aren't necessarily, got lots of people who are, for example, because I listen to some of those sort of radio stations too, they'll get reality TV stars and stuff on who are not people who are radio presenters, and they get really young people in, and it's a cheap way of doing it, and unfortunately they're not training the talent. Roger.
True. Iain, can I hear some of your ways that you think people killing off radio? Because I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts, Roger.
Well, I don't know. I think I've spoken quite a lot about why I think radio is rubbish, and I don't think there are particularly many good people on there. And I don't think pre-recorded bits are anything to do with it necessarily. I think it's the suits that run the radio stations that have never made a radio programme in their lives, crushing the creativity out of it and the personality out of it. That's what I think the problem is.
Roger?
True. I've forgotten what your name is, not Iain.
Catherine.
The woman.
Catherine. Yeah, the woman. Yeah. You said about reality TV stars coming on the radio that have never presented a radio show in their life. I agree with that. The amount of people that come down and do guest shows at my local station and it can't do a show, and I know for a fact that the listening figures go down by a ton just because they have no idea what they're doing and how to string a link together. And I think
here's something. I think that we're being boring.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that we're being boring. Not criticism of you, Dylan, at all. But I just think that this ain't solving nothing.
True.
And I do think that one can disappear at one's own backside analysing radio, and it's great to know why. I think it's great for me to know why I think some radio works and some radio doesn't, so that I can employ various techniques to make it as interesting as possible. But I am aware that the last 5 minutes to the majority of listeners may be seen as quite dull. You want to work in radio, right?
Yes.
Do you work in radio now?
I have done since I was 8 years old.
What do you mean, since you were 8 years old?
I started podcasting and then I fell into radio, and I've been doing radio right up until now since I was 8 years old.
Well, what do you mean? What radio were you doing at 8 years old?
I was running my own online station at 8.
Right, go on. Tell me more.
Basically, my mum owns a shop down in North Devon, and one of her employees at the time just mentioned something about radio. I was like, I wanted to be on there, so she showed me this little platform I ended up doing a show on called Spreaker, and then I moved on.
I did a show on Spreaker. Right, I'd have loved to have listened to an 8-year-old doing a radio show. Here's my suggestion. You've asked for my suggestion. Do you want my suggestions?
Yeah.
Stop speaking like a robot. Stop talking about platforms. Stop talking about voice tracks. Stop, because that doesn't mean anything to anybody else outside of hardcore radio geeks like me and you, right? Get some enthusiasm, get some passion, get some love, get some excitement. Don't worry about heart, being tedious and soul destroying. They get listeners that I could only ever dream of. It's not my cup of tea. It don't work for me, but it works for them. Capital, I think, is awful, but they get millions of listeners. It works for them. Go out and do what you want to do. So take note of where that you think other places are going wrong, but go out and do what you want to do. You say, I'm assuming you're still doing an online thing or a podcast or whatever. Fantastic. Make that the best thing you can. But also, don't be afraid to take chances and to do shows that might not work. Some of my best shows are ones where I've come in and I thought, well, this might not work. And if you fail, so what? It doesn't matter. We learn from our mistakes and not our successes. Go and be yourself. Go off and live in another country for a year. Go and travel around the world. Go and get into a fight with people, someone in a bar in Texas. Go and go up to, I don't know which way your orientation is or how old you are, but go up to people of whatever orientation you're attracted to that are age appropriate and ask them out on dates. Go and invite them to the cinema. Go and drive a sports car. Go and swim with dolphins. Go and do all of that stuff and then go and do a radio show. Roger.
I'm lost for words. I think I completely understand where you're going from, but I'm just struggling to keep the whole passion for radio up, knowing that there are so many
then let it go.
Boring out there ruining it.
In that case, if you're struggling to be passionate about it, then let it go. Stop! Don't wallow. Don't listen to radio for a year. Go and make films. Go and read books. Go and learn karate. Go and whatever. If you're not passionate about it, then you shouldn't be doing it.
I love it, but I think that other presenters are just...
Stop going on about other presenters. Stop it. Why are you even worried about other presenters? Forget them. Focus on you.
Because I just feel that other people
forget them? Why you keep talking about other presenters? They're nothing to do with you. I know some presenters that are good and I know some that are crap and I think they're awful. So what? Has almost no bearing on what I do. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about Heart. Don't worry about Autotract. Don't worry about when they get someone in from Towie and the figures go down. Don't worry about that. Focus on you. Do what you want to do. Don't come back with me with a but.
Roger.
I'm not going to come back with a but.
But?
However, all I am saying
is a but.
How do I... okay.
Yeah.
How do I try and steal some of what other people are getting? Because I believe that I am a good presenter.
That's a different question. Now you're asking me how do you get a job in radio, and that's a completely different question. And we haven't got time to go into that.
Completely true.
Yeah, that's a completely different thing. I haven't got an answer to that. But that's not why you should be doing it. You should be doing it because you're passionate about it. When I lost my job at Absolute, I was heartbroken. I was devastated because it was a mixture actually, because I kind of loved it, but I was running out of ideas. And what I did was I sulked and I cried for a little bit, and then I went off and thought, right, well, I couldn't get a job. I still want to do something, so I came up with a podcast, and I did I set a plan. I was going to teach myself how to do a podcast and make a proper show. I was going to do it for 3 months, and it was going to be about 45 minutes long, and I was going to take phone calls, and I was going to go out and interview people. And it was hard work, because I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. I wanted to prove to other people that I could do it. I wanted to use it as an advert, and also I wanted to see if I could get a few quid for it. I did all of those things. You've got to do it because you want to do it.
Which I do.
Then do it!
I am. I'm going to take what you said on board.
Thank you very much indeed, Dylan. There we go, you see. There we go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Okay.
Has to be said as well, there are some people who've worked in television who end up being quite good at the radio.
This guy here. I got lucky. I got a lucky break.
There you go.
There we go. Let's take a break.
The wild man of late night radio is back.
Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Strange show this evening. Very, very strange show this evening. Would you agree with me?
I would, yeah. I had a bird in the house once.
Katarina Boyle.
Yes.
My name is Katarina Boyle, and I'm from Spain, and I've come to tell you that the curse of the gypsy will kill your family and strike doom to all of you. But before that, we must make a mad, passionate love. But before we do that, I must go and wee.
Wow.
Always weeing.
You know my patter.
Always weeing, the Spanish women, aren't they?
No, that's the French. We
No.
not.
No. You watch the Almodovar.
Oh, yeah, well, he likes to focus on the
videos.
The nitty and the gritty.
He really does.
When I lived in Spain, they used to call me Catherine Elizabeth.
Catherine Elizabeth, I want to rip off your wig. Is that what they say in Spain?
No.
No.
They say some very rude things.
They are, they're a dirty people.
No.
In every sense of the word. Unclean of mind and body.
Incredible. No, that's not true at all.
Oh?
But they call me that because they have two surnames. So when I used to get a bill through, they thought my middle name was my first name. Good story, eh?
Where's the Express? The one... Here it is. Right, listen to this. See what you think of this. See what you... why is the camera just on you? We want it on this guy. Hi there. But we'll do it nice. There we go. See what you make of this. This is an interesting story. 0344 499 1000. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. Status Quo singer. You seen this?
No.
Francis Rossi.
Mm-hmm. Nice fella.
Has angered fans by dealing an unexpected snub after failing to pay tribute to Rick Parfitt during the band's first concert since the guitarist's death last Christmas.
Oh.
Concert goers were expecting at least some mention or tribute as Quo took to the stage in Estonia on Monday night with Irish guitarist Richie Malone replacing Rocker Rick after his sudden death on Christmas Eve 86. Well, we know that he was always going to be replaced. He was out.
He's not replaced him.
He was out.
It's his place, isn't
it? But many were clearly taken aback when Francis, 67, who toured the world with his bandmate for 50 years, failed to mention Rick during the gig. News spread on social media, people got angry. I'll give you stuff about them. I remember when I went and saw the Monkees live after Davy Jones died, and people were furious for several reasons. They were furious that Michael Nesmith, who had refused to tour with them for years, very quickly after Davy died, the three of them, including Nesmith, announced a tour, and it got people were like, "Whoa, this is bad. This is bad form." From what I can glean, Nesmith and Jones did not get on very well, but there was talk of Nesmith doing some shows with them anyway. I don't know. But so I flew out and went and saw them because I thought I'm never going to get to, and I'm so glad I did because they never came over here as the three, and it was absolutely wonderful. I think I saw two. Maybe it was three shows. And they didn't mention Davy once. They had one, possibly two. They showed videos of him singing, I think, I Want to Be Free and maybe Daddy's song. But they walked off stage. The three guys walked off stage, and they didn't say, well, now here's Davey. They walked off and they played these videos. When they sang Daydream Believer, they said, this song doesn't belong to us anymore, it belongs to you. So they would drag up someone from the audience to sing it. It was always a very cute thing. It was handled very well. But they never mentioned him once. Now, the rumour was that Davey's ex-wife, who was a lot younger than him, the rumour was that there was litigation over the image of Davy Jones. That's why he didn't appear in the programme or any of the T-shirts. Right. And so you could kind of see why possibly they might not be allowed to mention his name. It seems weird, but in the world of copyright and image protection and stuff, if someone could interpret that as them saying, well, you're making money out of him, so I want 25% of that, possibly. But then that all got sorted out, and they still never mentioned him on stage. It was the weirdest thing. They kind of occasionally sort of referenced him, but they would never say, man, I miss Davey. Or anything like that. Never mentioned him by name. That's weird.
Well...
Isn't it?
I think it's... Right. They knew him, right?
Yeah.
They become everyone's property and their relationship is under the spotlight. Yeah. But they're the ones that know. Same with Francis Rossi.
Yeah.
He knows what went on. A
Yeah.
select few will know what went on.
Yeah.
But everyone else feels like they own the relationship and they want to see some sort of demonstration. If they said something, would it come across as fake? There's always going to be people criticising. I don't know.
It's all very strange.
It's like when Diana died and everyone was saying the Queen needs to come out and say this and that. Right, was it her ex-daughter-in-law?
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Well, the Queen...
in what
didn't she?
In what other family would you say... You hear someone's daughter-in-law's died and you go around there with your arms folded waiting for some public reaction. It becomes part of the show, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's all very, very peculiar and odd.
Francis Rossi knows what went on.
Francis Rossi knows what went on. Yes.
And the impression we got when we spoke to him before was that it was going on from before.
Yeah. I'm just going to quit something. I'm going to try something here. I may regret this. I may live to regret this. I've just quit the video streaming thing to see if that fixes the delay. It should fix the delay. Can we go to our break, please, Ed? I know we're going early, but let's just do it, guys. Let's do it.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. Yes, Sam.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Sam.
How are you?
Good.
Good. What's happening over there tonight?
What do you mean?
Well, obviously it's a radio show. That was a stupid question. That's a stupid opening gambit, is it? What did I say that for?
Why are you speaking like a robot?
Am I speaking like a robot?
Yes, but just relax and speak normally. What is
you mean the nervousness?
I don't know what it is, but you sound robotic.
Really? What, the tone, the timbre, or the speed? What?
The use of the words like timbre.
Timbre. How do you pronounce it? Timbre? Is it a silent R? I'm not sure.
No one says it.
Nobody says it?
Nobody says it.
Sausage dog. That's another couple of words you don't use together anymore.
Is it? Have you learned? Are we doing a duologue? Have you learned this?
Have I learned what? Sorry.
This feels like we're doing a pinter or something.
That's a pinter.
That's a better one. Hey?
You got it.
Of course I did. I wouldn't have referenced him if I didn't.
Oh, no, you're a drama lover, aren't you?
No.
Oh, you were?
No.
Did you not study drama?
I studied performing arts, but I don't know what a drama lovey is.
Oh, come on. You must have heard that tired old cliche before.
Now we're getting somewhere. Tired old cliches.
Oh, thanks a lot. Listen, I don't get the chance to listen in live very often, but were you talking about elections earlier?
What did you hear?
You were, weren't you?
Well, you know the answer to that question, so what...
Well, no, because I fell asleep. Don't take that in the wrong way. It's been a long day, but no, I dozed off. But I'm sure I was drifting in and out of consciousness and hearing stuff about the elections, and I thought those kind of topics were kind of persona non grata on late night
No one
radio.
says persona non grata unless they're in an episode of Minder.
I'm really pouring them out tonight, aren't I?
And there's another one. No, they're not pursuing. No, I don't know what gave you that idea.
No, it's just because you don't like to discuss things like Brexit, all the normal topics. And I thought, the election being a kind of normal, regular topic, it wouldn't be a topic of conversation here, but it has been.
Yes, it has.
So what do you... you don't think Corbyn stands much of a chance, do you?
What do you think?
You know what? I think you might be right. Unfortunately...
No, I don't know what... I don't want to know what you think about what I think. I want to know, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think he's got a chance, no. Apparently, there's some noise being made by the Greens offering a coalition of some sort. If he accepted that, then maybe we might, have a chance for June to signify the end of May. But otherwise, without a coalition...
That was nice. I like that. That was a nice little rehearsed bit. I like that line, yeah.
Yeah, that's all over Facebook today, mate.
In that case, I've gone off it.
Plagiarism, dear boy.
Okay.
But yeah, no, if
anything you've said this evening been an original Sam line? I mean that with love, Sam. I mean it with love.
I can't help it. If I'm just, if I am just a robot or a random cliche generator, then that's my role, I suppose. That's my lot, isn't it?
Tell me about Sam. What does Sam do?
At the moment, Ian, not a lot, I'm afraid. Unemployed.
Why is that?
A lot of the same issues as a lot of your callers have, I suppose.
What, you're nuts?
Yeah.
There we go. Well, embrace that. Embrace that. What's your trade?
Well, I don't have a trade as such. The family business was catering, and
that doesn't appeal to you.
No, restaurant. No, the restaurant. But no, I saw what it did to. It's a harsh business, man. Terrible hours.
You nearly said something. Then you saw what? You saw what it did to what? Your dad?
I saw what it did to families.
What did it do? What did it do to your family?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was entirely that, but that certainly helped. It split the family apart. It's terrible hours, isn't it? It's daytime hours and evening hours, long hours. You don't get to spend time with your family.
And that drove your family apart, did it? Or that was one of the factors?
To some extent,
there's always more than one thing, of course. So I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, well, you
I can see why that would
the S word
turn a young man off of being involved in catering. So what do you want to do, Sam?
I want to do? Oh, no. I've done various bits of performing in the past, and I've worked in the music business in the very loose sense of the word at a very low level.
Yeah. But what do you... That wasn't the question. I want to know, what do you want to do?
I want to save the world, Ian.
But you get a phone call tomorrow, and they say, Sam, it's your lucky day. Your dream job has just arrived. What is your dream job?
Wow, now there's a... Wow, what a question.
There's a question, huh?
Wow. Well, it would be, literally. I mean, I know... And then again, you're going to throw the tired old cliches thing back at me, but again, I will say what I just said. Is there a role where I can go and save the world?
But save it from what? Save it from what?
Disillusioned.
Save it from what?
From ourselves, I suppose. Now,
what do you mean? Do you mean?
Hang on. You're going from 0 to 60 here. That's a really deeply profound question.
It's not. You've just said you want to save the world, but I don't know what you mean. Tone it down a bit. Do you mean like from global warming? Do you mean from nuclear war? Do you mean from bankruptcy?
I'm going to sound like a loony lefty late night nut, but I'm going to say from the right, from the fascists, from Theresa Bloody May.
Well, she's not a fascist.
Well,
she's right. She's right of UKIP, but she's not a fascist.
Yeah, okay, all right. If you want to put a dictionary definition on it, maybe not. But she's
when we're
right,
throwing around words that have got a lot of history and weight behind them, I think you have to be careful and have to expect to be challenged on those words. And fascist and Nazi and dictators, they're words that get thrown around a lot that actually have a lot of impact on people. So
the stuff I'm seeing at the things that disadvantage you have to go through, the things with the cuts, the austerity, everything.
Yeah.
It's almost stinking of. Again, it's going into conspiracy theory territory, but, social cleansing, ethnic cleansing, lots of people bandy these expressions around.
Yeah.
I don't like to be that extreme, but...
Well, where is ethnic cleansing?
Where is
ethnic cleansing? Why have you thrown that into
Not ethnic cleansing, social cleansing.
Again, Sam, you said ethnic cleansing.
Did I? Sorry.
Yeah.
It must have been a Freudian slip. Sorry, I meant social cleansing.
All right, what does social cleansing mean?
Well, getting rid of the scum off the street, getting rid of the lower strata of society, the homeless, the mentally ill, those that can't cope for themselves, the disadvantaged.
But they're not getting rid of them.
Well, they're certainly not helping them. Do you know what I mean? They're left to their own devices, and they're left again.
So we've dismissed ethnic cleansing. You talked about social cleansing.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to say
social
that.
cleansing is social cleansing is not what's happening. What's happening is people are getting their benefits cut, and mental health care is at an all-time low. But that's not. I'm going to. Do you know what? I think we're going to have to call this up. I'm going to go back a couple of sentences, a couple of minutes in this conversation, because I asked you a really specific question, and you've gone off. You're in a different room talking about it.
Am I? Okay, go on. Go back.
What's your dream job?
My dream job? Well, okay. Well, that's such a profound, deep question.
No, it's not. It's a really straightforward question. What's your dream job?
The thing I'm really good at, or the thing I used to be good at, is making kids laugh. So probably working with kids. But you wouldn't want me anywhere near your kids, would you, after that?
Why? Why not? You see, if you make kids laugh, beautiful. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I do. Well, hey, I tell you, that's another thing that a subject I could get into, which would make me sound a bit... I don't know, these days I don't even want to try and make friends with a kid on the street or on the bus like I used to, through fear of being, cast as some sort of weird old...
Why would you make... Hang on a minute. What do you mean by making friends with a kid on the street?
Have you never sat on the bus and somebody's got on with their kid and they're sat opposite you and you've made eye contact and you wanted to poke your tongue out or just pull a face? And so you do it?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I've been beaten up for that.
Where have you been beaten up for it?
I've been beaten up for it. For waving at somebody's child.
Who beat you up?
Well, we didn't get their names. They chased us down the street. We had to jump... Listen, do you want to know the whole story?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, myself and a friend are in the car. We go to a friend's house to drop him off. He's gone to pick some... This is like 20 years ago. I was early 20s. We dropped him off to go into his house and pick some records up, some tunes. We're going to a party that night.
Yeah.
We parked on the street, nice sunny day. As we've driven down the end of the road to turn around, we've driven past some kids. I've waved. I've got the window open because it's a nice sunny day. We've turned around, parked the car, sat there waiting for my mate. Next thing we know, these kids that we waved to have appeared around the corner, shortly followed thereafter by two ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies. I've approached the car. I thought nothing of it. Like I say, the window's down. Next thing I know, this woman has reached in through the window, grabbed me, started smashing me in the face.
Right. But that's different. What you've described there is completely different from a kid sat in front of you in the bus who turns round and stares at you and you sticking your tongue out. You were driving past some kids playing in the park and you waved. That's a difference.
No, we were parked on their street outside my friend's house who lived on the street while he popped in to get some records.
Right. But that's a different situation.
Slight, yeah, okay. It's a different scenario, but it's still the same. It still boils down to the same thing. Me trying to be friendly to a random child and getting my face kicked in.
But there is something significantly. How old were you?
I don't know, 21, 22.
There is something significantly different about someone in a car, a man in a car. Making contact with kids in a park.
Okay.
There is something significantly different from that.
Okay, I see. I see the scenario. But how bad is it that it's got to that, man?
Well, So
I'm at fault. I feel like I'm at fault now.
Well, no, but I wouldn't have waved from a car at kids in a park because that's slightly different.
But we just dropped somebody off in that same road.
Okay, but again, I still wouldn't have done that.
They saw the guy jump out the car and go into the house. You'd have thought, I don't know.
Well, no, but I still wouldn't have done that. It's still a bloke waving at kids from a parked car is significantly different, and you can understand why.
The
way I'm saying, exactly, and that's the way I'm describing. I'm just describing it. A bloke.
So what was actually awful about what we did?
Well, we know nothing, but let me just say it again. A bloke waving from a parked car at kids in a park. That sentence is is weighted.
Full of those tired old cliches that you're having to go at me about.
That is completely different from the scenario you painted. Let me tell you what I was doing today. I was in a park, right, with my youngest. And there was there's this weird merry-go-round that you kind of have to sit on and hold, right?
Yeah.
And I was pushing it with him. And then a 4-year-old boy came and jumped on. And in the end, there were 5 kids that weren't mine. I had the parents were over there. I didn't know the kids. I didn't know the parents. And I'm playing with them. And I'm spinning the thing.
Brilliant.
And I'm saying,
great.
all right, is everyone holding on? We're going to go forwards. Oh, not forwards, I meant backwards.
It sounds like a great afternoon. Brilliant.
So you can do that stuff.
Well, you can. You had the licence of a child with you, I suppose.
Well, it makes a difference. But I have pulled faces of kids on trains. I mean, it doesn't happen so much in cars now because kids are strapped in so they can't turn around. But I've pulled up next to a car, and there has been a bored 6, 7, 8-year-old in there who's looked at me, and I've stuck my tongue out.
That reminds you saying you pulled up in a car. A bit of a tangent. It reminds me of.
What?
This is going to sound really random. When I was in Baghdad. With a load of clowns.
Yes.
And we would often get stuck in traffic on our way to do shows for kids.
Yes.
And that was something we used to delight busloads of kids with, like producing ping pong balls out of our mouths.
Beautiful. You can do that in London or wherever you are.
Well, can I though, Ian? Do you know what I mean? I might get smacked in the mouth.
No, you won't. Because I never have. You've had one bad experience, and I've explained to you, and if you can't pick up the clues that I've given you as to why... you shouldn't have got smacked in the mouth, but it's a very weighted scenario.
I get the thing about a geezer parked in a car parked on their street, but... you didn't let me finish the story. It got even worse than that.
What happened? What happened after? What happened? Well, that was wrong. That was wrong. You getting hit was wrong.
You haven't heard the worst of it, mate. You don't know what happened after that.
Well, but I can understand why those parents were angry.
I can understand maybe their suspicion.
Yep.
But maybe to approach me and say, "Oi, mush, what the hell do you think you're doing?"
No, I'm not defending them.
In the mouth.
I'm not defending them. What happened was wrong.
I can't quite remember how we actually got to that story, but that's
because you were mistakenly saying that you can't have fun with kids on buses or in the street anymore.
Oh my God, that does sound weighted, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't sound weighted. That's the thing.
It did when you said it.
No, it didn't. It didn't. It didn't sound weighted. It doesn't. It doesn't sound. It isn't weighted. I enjoy playing with kids. That's not it's only weighted to idiots. It's not weighted. I enjoy playing with kids.
So I suppose my dream job would be to be a world-class children's entertainer.
Boom, Sam, we got there in the end, and there's no reason why you can't fulfil that goal. Yes, Dom?
Evening, boss, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, tonight's show is... I'm bringing out some real characters.
I'm glad Matthew Stevenson's doing the descriptions for this one rather than me.
Yes.
Definitely. Guest idea.
Yes.
And I'm surprised over the years you've never actually mentioned him. Have you heard of a guy called John Otway?
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan.
Oh, I really discovered him because he's on, was it BBC 4, Top of the Pops thingy. And it reminded me of him being
What was his hit?
Well, I think that was Really Free or something on Top of the Pops, but then it reminded me of the last episode of The Young Ones when he did the body talking.
Yeah, I'm not a massive... I'm aware of John Otway, kind of like a sort of one-hit punk poet, self-publicist kind of guy. I was never a massive fan.
Well, then I read his Wikipedia, and his real life and the way he's been touring and the stuff he's been doing over the years just makes him sound like a fascinating character.
Oh, he's all self-financed and stuff, isn't it? I mean, he's like one of the early, before the internet, before podcasts and stuff. Like he was like proper indie, literally an independent, funding his own tours and getting his own records and stuff out. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting. I've got to see his biographies anyway, so...
Hey, Dom, listen, we got to go. But I'll take this opportunity. Thanks for all the work you've done, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, mate, it's nothing.
It's a little bit weird, but I'm teasing. You're a good man. You and Matthew are doing good work, so thank you. Honestly, I'm humbled.
No problem. Thanks for the entertainment.
Up your bum. And finally, it's Paul.
Hi, Ian. Yeah.
You got 30 seconds. Get straight into it.
Okay, quickly. I only found out the other night you interviewed an actor the other day, earlier this week, from Alice's Adventures from Underground.
Got 20 seconds.
Yes? Right, the guy that writes and performs the songs...
15 seconds.
In that is a close personal friend of mine.
10 seconds.
His name is Alexander Wolf. Wolf spelt with an E at the end.
5 seconds.
Look him up. Look him up. You will love his music, and then get back.
Boom.
Talk Radio. Digital debate for the UK.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.